In our subscriber race, we have 15 subscribers competing on our outdoor track with 4 elevators. Which marble will take the win? And here we are off rolling in our newest subscriber marble race. This time I wanted to give priority to those subscribers who haven't been able to make a race yet, because I know there have been a ton of people I saw in the comments that just barely missed a window, and I'm happy to report we got a bunch of new faces in today's marble race. And who's going to be the first one in that funnel? It is Emma Monarch. But we still have a lot more racing to go, so her lead is not guaranteed. The marble's slowly transitioning the way from that second to the third funnel. Going down that Skyrail track, I don't know who is in the lead, but it looks like Emma Monarch was able to keep her lead, followed closely by LJJ Sut. And man, it's amazing to see just how quickly the marbles transition from one funnel to the next. And it appears Colt the Bull 85. He has now taken the lead, followed by M&H Racing 77. But Emma Monarch still doing a good job being in the top 3 on average so far. And she is currently in great standing as she grasps the inside corner of that funnel. But it's taken away by Anthony Knoll. But man, she makes a great hit there on Anthony in that other red funnel. And unfortunately for Keeve Johnson, he is struggling quite a bit in last place. He still has plenty of time to catch up to the pack though. The marbles now slowly making their way, I believe, to the first elevator. And in this outdoor marble track, like I mentioned earlier, there are 4 elevators. As you can see here, the marbles are really getting spaced out as they get into those elevators. And for the marbles in first place, that is fantastic news. But if you're in last place, it's going to be a lot more difficult to catch back up to first. We have Mariana Folsku now, who is in the lead. I apologize if I didn't pronounce that correctly. But the Purple God is able to take first place this time, followed closely by LJJ Sut. And I don't know what happened to Emma Monarch, but she's now out of the top 5. But it's still possible for her to come back. Ooh, a nice hit there from Anthony Knoll against those other 2 competitors. But unfortunately, it's not enough for him to gain up the standings. And now we have Nathan Close battling M&H Racing and Ryder Zachary. Being joined in as well with a bunch of his other fellow competitors like Keeve Johnson. And I can tell he has really caught up. I remember at the beginning of the race, he was placed in dead last. And he is in much better standing now. But the question is, can he climb the rankings all the way to first? Now going down that Skyrail element. And I don't know who's in the lead there. It appears to be a green marble. But I need to double check to see once the camera goes down to that angle. And it's none other than the Purple God 2806 fighting with Mariana Folsku. But Mariana Folsku ends up taking the lead. And what's that? I believe that's Anthony Knoll falling off the ramp. And he's going to finish as a DNF. And unfortunately, a DNF is an automatic last place finish. Meanwhile, up in front of the pack, Mariana Folsku still keeps the lead into the 3rd elevator. And I believe these are our last 2 elevators of this track before we get to the finish line. The Purple God following closely behind, followed by Emma Monarch. She was able to catch up. And LJJ Suit, followed by Blank and M&H Racing 77. Ryder Zachary 23, followed closely by Nathan Close. Yeah, even though the marbles are separated by those elevators, you can't be fooled because once you get into those funnels, the marbles will still find a way to try to pass each other. Now we have Emma Monarch coming back into the top 2, but missing that hit there against Mariana Folsku. Almost beats Mariana, but not quite. But Emma Monarch still takes in 2nd for now, followed closely by Blank. I know the subscriber who picked blue didn't have a username, so Blank was all I could come up with. Mariana Folsku now down the ramp and into that last funnel. And what's this? Is that Nathan Webb 6124? It looks like he has gotten a DNF as well. Got a tight battle for first between the top 3 marbles. The Purple God trying to maintain his lead, but Emma Monarch cuts in front of him and Mariana Folsku and takes the lead. The Purple God coming in 2nd and Mariana Folsku is coming in 3rd. Very impressive by Emma Monarch. She fell out of the top 5, but with enough persistence was able to take back first place. Blank coming in at 4th. 5th, Ryder Zachary. Quite an intense battle there in that red funnel. Who's it going to be? Nathan Close at 6th. Keeve Johnson 7th. And it looks like M&H Racing 77. He's going to place a comfortable 9th place. Colt the Boat 85 falling quite behind, but making a nice hit there against Squidger 316. All three of them battling basically to avoid last at this point. Marble Kinoff finishing in 10th. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly. Colt the Boat 85 at 12th. Squidger 316 coming in at 11th. And Mike and Max 750 will be placing 13th. But at least he's not going to be in last place technically, as that title goes to both Nathan Webb and Anthony Null, who both fell off the track. How did your marble do? Let me know in the comments down below. And for more marble racing content, check out the video on your top right.